That's the first image of that armored SWAT special weapons and tactics team vehicle that was escorting this Pakistani terrorist. It reaches the Patiala House Court. That's the first image that you see. It's the SWAT team that's flanking that vehicle. And this is that vehicle in which Sajid Tarrar, if I could bring you in for a moment, there you see, Tahawwur Hussain Rana in that vehicle. He's being brought in. Okay, I want to cut across to Nalini Singh joining us. Nalini, take it away. It's in full public glare that
Yes,
this terrorist Tahawwur Rana has been brought in.
Of Tahawwur Rana being brought to the Patiala House Court. The gates have been closed, as you can see. The police has closed the gates, and there was a full cavalcade of security personnel who were accompanying him in a bulletproof vehicle, SWAT vehicle. Tahawwur Rana has now officially come to the Patiala House Court. He is now going to be produced before the special NIA judge. It's 10:30 right now when we are getting this live report from the Patiala House Court. NIA is going to be asking for his remand. We have the NIA prosecutors who are already present in court, and Tahawwur Rana's lawyer, Advocate Piyush Sachdeva, is also present in court, who's going to be presenting his defense. Those were the first live visuals that we've got you of Tahawwur Rana reaching Patiala House Court. This is the first time he is going to be produced before a court of law in India, and there are going to be several more appearances during the days as we can expect the proceedings in the case to go on. Today, what we're expecting is for the NIA to seek maximum custody of Tahawwur Rana, which is at least 30 days, but they will have to prove a case for exactly why they want that custody, and only when the judge is satisfied with the reasons given by the NIA is when the judge is going to decide as to whether or not the custody should be granted. So it remains to be seen how many days custody NIA will get, and also what kind of interrogation will be done. Remember, these are in-camera proceedings that are happening at Patiala House Court, essentially because it's an NIA case. It's highly sensitive. It pertains to the security of the nation, which is why it's going to be in-camera proceedings where no outside public, no media personnel are going to be allowed inside the courtroom. In fact, all media personnel have also been asked to move out of the court premises itself. So no media person is even allowed inside the courtroom at this minute. We'll have to wait and see how long the proceedings will go on for. Hopefully it should be a short hearing. The judge is already inside. Judge Chandrajit Singh is going to be hearing the matter, and in just a few minutes from now, we can expect him to be officially produced before the court.
Nalini, this is huge. This is huge. I'm not sure how many people expected to see this in our lifetimes, that this Pakistani terrorist would actually be brought back to India to face trial for 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks and his role in 26/11. So Nalini, describe to us who are the people who are permitted to be inside the court right now. There'll be the honorable judge, there'll be who's the prosecution lawyer, who's the defense lawyer, and Tahawwur Hussain Rana. How much time will the defense lawyer have with him before the case comes up in court?
Well, Gaurav, first and foremost, it's going to be Judge Chandrajit Singh, the special NIA judge, who's going to be hearing the case. Along with him, there's going to be his court staff, which is going to be inclusive of 2 people whose job will be to record all the important aspects regarding the proceedings, and also when the order is being dictated, they will have to note down the order. In addition to that, there is the prosecution team, which essentially consists of senior advocates Dayan Krishnan, who's leading the NIA team when it comes to this prosecution. Interesting thing to point out over here, Gaurav, is that Dayan Krishnan is also the lawyer who was leading the entire case regarding Tahawwur Rana's extradition in the US, which means that he's been working on this case for the past several months, and now he's been appointed as the special public prosecutor, and he's going to be leading the case on behalf of the arguments of the NIA. Along with that, we also have his juniors who are going to be working with him. So basically, Dayan Krishnan's legal team. Along with that, we also have Narendra Man, who was the special public prosecutor appointed by the center to take care of the filing and all of the strategy regarding this case, who's also present in court. This is from the prosecution side and the judicial side. On Tahawwur Rana's side, of course, Tahawwur Rana himself is going to be present in court. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he himself will address the judge and say anything, because he's made several claims about his life being in threat if he's brought to India. So whether similar claims will be made before the court is something we have to watch out for. Along with him, he also has his lawyer, Piyush Sachdeva, who is appointed by the Delhi State Legal Services Authority, who is representing him in his custody hearing only in the custody hearing. Another important point to point out, Gaurav, is that Piyush Sachdeva, who is Tahir Rana's lawyer, and Tahir Rana have not had any time together to develop a defense strategy. So there is a possibility that the judge might give them some time to sit together away from the prosecution team to decide what kind of a strategy can be worked out to get some leniency for Tahir Rana, because the NIA will be putting their best foot forward and hoping for the maximum custody in the case.
Okay, now explain this to our viewers, and I want Sajid Tarar and Dr. Tara Kartha also to stay with me, and we want to understand from you, since you've seen these court documents. India sought this case and fought this case through all the courts in the United States, all the way till the Supreme Court of the United States to get his custody, to bring him to India. Now, what is the evidence? What are the charges against him? And what is the evidence of his involvement in 2611 that India was able to convince courts in the United States and now will have to convince courts in India to convict him on those terror charges, Nalini?
Well, Gaurav, first and foremost, the main charge against Tahir Rana is the fact that he was part of a larger criminal conspiracy along with David Headley in planning the 2611 attacks. But along with that, there is the detailed involvement of Tahir Rana to the 2611 attacks that has been detailed out by the NIA, where they've spoken about the kind of logistical and financial support that Tahir Rana had provided to David Headley and several other members while they were on ground in India planning out the attacks. And this was done through Tahir Rana's contacts in India. Now, whether or not details of those contacts will be revealed in the course of the investigation is something we have to watch out for. Another interesting thing that the NIA said is that Tahir Rana and David Headley were constantly in communication with each other during the time when Tahir Rana was in Chicago and David Headley was visiting India. In fact, during the 8 visits that David Headley made to India, Tahir Rana and he spoke on the phone over 200 times. There were multiple emails that were exchanged all the time from different IDs and in coded language, so that it doesn't flag up on any security system. So all of these precautions were being taken by them, and this was a carefully planned out attack where the planning started 3 years before the attack in 2005 and finally executed on the 26th of November 2008.